When drawing onto Simpson-esque predictions of the future, people look to Orwell's 1984 as an example of a book that predicted certain aspects of the current day or not so distant future. I don't necessarily think it's a bad example either. We live in an age of surveillance after all. See the Patriot Act, Edward Snowden, all of it. Furthermore, the novel touches on key features of the world we live in. Let's take a moment to reflect on what happened during the COVID-19 pandemic. While I do think it was a good idea to listen to the government, more or less, and follow their reports, it still served as an opportunity for us to see just how powerful and omniscient the system can be, a la Big Brother from 1984. I mean, within a span of just a few days, an overwhelming majority of the population was wearing masks. Yes, everyone should have been wearing masks, but nonetheless, I maintain this is noteworthy. What 1984 missed, and what Brave New World by Aldous Huxley hit on, is the amount of information available to the society. In 1984, there is almost no information available to the citizens of Oceania, and this makes sense seeing as an individual could be arrested for simply thinking the wrong thing. In Brave New World, this is the opposite. The first chapter, for example, is an overwhelming foray into how reproduction is handled in this society. Huxley is already warning the reader about the unlimited information here in this world. We see further evidence of this when Lenina mentions the sheer amount of things to do at a vacation destination. This difference is pretty well known and has been discussed at length, but it is an important foundation for even more frightening accuracy of Brave New World. To take it further, what the contrast in information availability leads into is the rate in which people consume in these two novels. In 1984, there is no consumption. Hardly anything is available to Winston and the others. It couldn't be any more different in Brave New World. Like the vast number of things to do Lenina mentions, the people in the novel are constantly delving in pleasure, going to shows in which every sense is fulfilled to the max. They also have a drug called Soma at their disposal whenever they aren't feeling good enough. Ultimately, this is more reflective of the current day, at least in the Western world. While it does cost to live hedonistically, it is highly encouraged by companies and even the government. Anyone should be able to get what they want for their own pleasure. The act of pleasure has begun to serve as a way for people to discern happiness in their lives, just like in Huxley's novel. In Brave New World, the lower classes have no clue that they are even in lower classes. Moreover, it does not matter to them as their pleasures are met and the blindfold is never taken off. Life is simply convenient for them. With things like Walmart in-home delivery coming out, look it up if you don't know what it is, we can see how convenience and pleasure is being sold to the masses at crazy new heights. As the income gap doesn't close, upward mobility slowly fades away. In the novel, John, who used to live away from this institution as what's called a savage person, looks to return to a natural life, and it becomes viral news as people are in disbelief. Horrifying events take place and John ends up ending his life. Natural life not bent on material hedonism cannot go away. Nowadays we see people absolutely content with material hedonism, and thus why Brave New World is supremely more frightening than 1984. To not end on a doomer note, I urge you to read or at least research Huxley's novel Island, as it is his ideal world rather than the nightmare world of Brave New World. Lots of worlds there. Anyways, in an attempt not to avoid spoilers, one of the most important things in the novel is the idea on self-fulfillment coming from within. Look inward and not outward, and your life will drastically improve, I assure you.